Daisy, you want to come out on the porch, hon? Want to come outside? You want to come outside? I'm going to cut your hair tomorrow. Yeah, we'll just be kicking it down here in Georgia, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Beautiful day today. Birds in the tree. Hey, Joanna. Oh, you mean the bees? Good. Just gave him a big jar of sugar water. Big old new jar of sugar water. See him crawling around? Busy as a bee, Joanna. I'm smoking a turkey. Surprised people weren't out riding horses today. Yeah, they're relaxing, huh? Where do you live, Joanna? UK? Oh, Scotland, okay. You ever get over here to the States? Oh, okay. I'm part Scottish. No, I don't know. I've got one of those DNA tests. I just haven't had enough guts to send it away yet. What time is it there for you? About maybe about like 10:30 at night. You got to watch these videos I've done in these cities and just think to yourself how crazy it is. There's a bumblebee. Oh, 9. Okay. What type work do you do, Joanna? What type job do you have? Oh, okay. What's that ATM? Oh, okay. I had a fantastic photo album of the construction of that bridge. I think it was in Edinburgh. Wasn't that big, cool looking bridge that you see in pictures of everything? It was done like, I don't know when it was done, 1860 or something like that. 70. It's like the coolest looking bridge. Yeah, the rail bridge up. It's like a spectacular piece of architecture. What are you planning on doing after you graduate? Oh, cool. Oh, that'd be neat. Are you familiar with illuminated manuscripts? Yeah, look them up. I think you'd find those interesting if you're into history. Yeah, sure, Frisky. Party time. Beautiful day here today. 76, dry. Hey, Joanna, you have any indentures from your town? Any of the old indentures? Yeah. Indentures. 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 like they're for deeds and tracts of property. Yeah, I think I am. I'm gonna head up there again in a week or so. Go to Chicago first. Daisy's just kicking it. Yeah, I really like driving. I really do. Yeah, it does. I think I got to quit doing those all-nighters. I was sick for about 3 days. I mean, that could have been unrelated to it, but it does kind of tire you out. I do like driving all night, though. I like driving through the mountains at night. You know, people think it's all dangerous, and it's not. It's the opposite. It's well lit, well marked. It's cool driving through the mountains at night. I love like pulling in and getting fuel, like and like radios playing while you're pumping fuel, and it's warm. Trucks coming in and out. Talk to the clerk, get something to drink, then hit the road again. Yeah, I got a pretty good. I guess they finished the bathrooms today. The tile. About ready to party. Americana. Daisy's pondering. I see. I put this turkey in there. I do it different now. I never smoked a turkey before, but I only smoke it for about 2 hours. Just to get the smoke taste. I mean, it cooks a little, not a lot. And then I baste it and wrap it, spray it with olive oil. Cook it at a low temperature, 325, till it gets up to about 175. Then it's ready to party. I inject it before I put it in. Depending on what the temperatures are through cooking it, I may do it twice. I'm telling you, that's a secret. Low, slow cooking and injecting it and spraying it. It's like a whole different taste. Way better. It's super easy. Any of the bird stuff is super easy. All this stuff's easy to smoke. Yeah, it's all simple. I mean, it's all heat control and like little tricks, like, but once you start like doing like I do, slow, and, you use good, inject it with these food injectors, and you wrap it and you keep a ton of moisture. It's like a no brainer. There's no skill to it, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I like doing it. Actually, I give all this stuff away. I haven't even been eating much smoked stuff lately. I'll give this turkey to the gas station clerk tonight. They don't have much money, and she just got out of the hospital, and that's like a big deal to them. Like an 18-pound turkey, they don't even cost that much, like $20. So I'm always like experiment with different ways to like cook it and stuff like that. But I was talking to a couple guys today, and we have this Academy of Sports up in Athens, and they have like the best deals on everything. And I was talking to a couple guys from Texas. I'd actually eaten in a couple places that they'd been to too, and we were talking. They were smoking some turkeys too. We were talking about different ways of doing it and what they do, and it was a nice conversation. Oh, those are good. You can't beat Academy. Yep, nachos with quality meat. Yeah, but smoking. I mean, it was a little bit of a learning curve. What I describe smoking is more like baking. Here's the major trick to everything. A four probe internal thermometers with the remote. That's the ticket to everything. If it wasn't for those, it'd probably be a whole nother learning curve. But I put them in 2 in the thickest part of the meat, 2 in the thinnest. And then, I go through all my stuff. So I don't really care what happens other than like, incinerating it because of too much heat. Like when I finish stuff off in the oven, it's a luxury. I don't need to babysit it for the whole time. So I'll smoke this for 2-3 hours. It's nowhere near even being cooked. That's why I'm not back there babysitting it now. I don't care what happens now because it's not anywhere near being cooked. Even if the temperature spiked, I don't care because it's not going to hurt it at all. And then I bring it inside. You got that smoke totally through the whole turkey. I'll inject it about maybe 5 or 8 times. Spun it up in a blender. I made a little short video on what I use. Sprinkle all my seasonings on top again. Spray it in canola or olive oil. Set the oven at 3 1/4 and just wait for those probes to hit 175. I make sure every probe hits 175. And I got a remote. I got it on my lap while I'm watching TV. And all of a sudden you'll hear the alarms go off. Bing. There's 1, 2, bing. 3. Then when I get all 4 and the 4th one's blinking at 175, I pull that baby out. And I keep water in there also, and I wrap the top of it. The biggest problem with long cooking is stuff drying out, which is a big issue when you're smoking meat. But cooking, and turkey's dry anyway. But when you inject it and stuff, that takes all the worry out of that. When you have these temperature probes, you're not worried about undercooking or overcooking. It's like a no-brainer. I mean, a monkey could do this. Yeah. No, I don't know. I used to, when I started, I eyeballed it and I paid dearly for it. Everything was undercooked. I mean, you'd be out there you don't really know fire management that great. You'd be out there 13 hours, this fucking thing's got to be done by now. You pull it out, you cut it open, it's like, shit, man, this isn't cooked at all. That's what happens when you're cooking at low and slow temperatures. The trick with pork and meat is to go between 160 to 180 very slowly. Very slowly. Lots of moisture. Inject it. I mean, it'll take me 9 hours to do a pork roast or something. I'll leave it at 2 1/4, and it just slowly creeps through 180. That's when the collagen is melted into gel. And it helps with birds too. You go meat more than birds. I haven't really done that many chickens or turkeys. I'm sure it's easy because, I've covered every base. Moisture, slow, marinated it, internal temperature probes. I mean, I don't know what you could do wrong. Yeah, it's so easy. Yeah, you would I did. Yeah, and the reason for that is your whole life, you're cooking stuff, 350, 450, 475, pot roast, stuff like that. 2.5 hours later, it's done. You can't do that with those cheap, tough meats like brisket. And you don't need to do it with expensive meats. It wouldn't make sense to smoke a ribeye. I mean, you could smoke it, but you wouldn't need to baby it like you'd need to baby brisket, which is very lean, weirdly fatty meat, which is why it's so cheap. I mean, that's the whole art to brisket, is breaking that collagen down. And if you don't, you blow through 160 to 180 too quick, there's nothing you're going to do to fix it. It's going to taste tough and crappy. Tastes like shoe leather. I mean, this stuff is so easy, it's unbelievable. And I'd say, like I said, it's patience and baking. But now that I finish everything off in the oven, I don't really need patience anymore. Adding logs, opening vents, closing vents, through a whole 9 or 10 hour cook. I don't do that anymore. I got that turkey back there now just to get its smoky taste. That's it. It's going to cook a little, but not a lot. Then when I put it in the oven, I contain the moisture. It's not leaking out like it does in a smoker. Put those alarms on there and don't do shit. Yeah. They're cheap. You can get a really good one. I think it's ThermoPro. Get a 4-probe one. You can get a good one on Amazon. There's different versions of them. I can give you my model number if you need it. I started with a 2 probe and then I got a 4 probe. I wish I got it because sometimes what I do is I'm curious what the temperature is sometimes where it's like coming out of the firebox. So if it's like a small pork roast or something, I'll get a potato and I'll stick the other 2 probes just to see what the exit temperature is and the entrance temperature is, and then I'll have the other 2 in the meat. Yeah, you're cooking. You got it down to a science once you get one of those. Yeah, get the 4 probe. Yeah, I wish I'd have done it. And they're not much more than a 2 probe. I just didn't know what I was doing. So sometimes if it's something like, as you get better and better, I probably don't need 4 probes. But sometimes I use 6 because I'll have an odd big shape of beef. And I'll tell you, if I ever pulled out beef and sliced it or it wasn't cooked someplace, I'd probably never eat it again. Now, that doesn't mean you overcook things, but I'm anal about that. At the temperatures that's another nice thing about digital thermometers. At the temperatures you get, everything's safe. There's no like cold spots or, like especially with like chicken and turkey and stuff like that. It's going to kill any salmonella. It's pretty rare you'd get it anyway, but if you did, so you're 100% certain that it's cooked right and done and not overcooked. I mean, I know people that are so paranoid about bacteria and stuff, they wreck everything they cook because they just incinerate it all, afraid that it's not going to be done. Before you know it, you got this big dried out crappy piece of whatever. Yeah, fish is super easy to smoke. Believe it or not, you can smoke salmon. You can do that in about 50 minutes, like a typical cut of salmon you get from the store. Yeah, it smokes very quickly. Fish does. Really easy. I think the finishing temperature on salmon's 155. It's low. On turkey, it's 165. The meats are higher, up around 195, 204. Yeah, but fish cooks very quick. It's easy to overcook. Yeah, it's all simple. It's all spelled out in like books and stuff like that. Like I've been doing my own injecting, mainly because that those injecting sauces are expensive. I just don't think they're worth it. If they were worth it, I'd buy them. But I use like molasses, paprika, olive oil, and I use about 80% water, 20% ingredients. I don't want a bunch of crap in there that's having a hard time dissipating. I'm doing it mainly for the moisture with 20% flavor. Yeah, that's all it is. Science too, to tell you the truth. How meat breaks down, especially beef. And I try and stay away. I mean, I like salt. I'm trying to cut down on it, but I stay away from as much salty stuff as I can during the cook. If you like salt, add it on at the end. Salt's kind of a curative agent. And when you're going through a 9 or 10 hour cook, when I was doing that, it tends to like, cure stuff rather than just give you that salt flavor. Same with marinades. I think most people I know that I'll ask them, it's like, how long you marinating that? It's like Stephanie said the other night when she worked at that grocery store, they marinated overnight. It's like, man, that's shocking. Would love to know the ingredients of their marinade. It had to have been like no big deal because normally that would just cremate a piece of anything. It would be just, that long in a marinade starts to like cure it. It is. No, I could do that. I mean, I'm always switching up woods too. I don't really care which one I used. I think oak you get more burning time out of, but I use hickory, pecan, oak, mesquite, whatever's available. Wood's kind of hard and expensive to get. I'm looking to get a pickup bed full of it when I see one someplace. I don't care what kind it is. Pecan's more prevalent around here. That's what those trees are right there. Pecan. Hey, Dolly. Yeah, now the smoked salmon that you're buying is a little different than the smoked salmon that I cook. It's smoked and it is cooked, but it isn't the same. Yours is more like cured, you know what I mean? like that kind of stuff you see shrink wrapped and then put on a piece of like cardboard hanging at the store. Yeah, it's really expensive. You can make it like that if you want to, but I think it tastes better the other way. It starts to head into like a jerky stage at that point, which, why do that to a good piece of fish? Jerky's easy to make too. I haven't made any, but I know guys that do, and it's brainless. Yeah. Yeah, fish is easy. Everything's easy, really. Yeah, I think you'd really like fish smoked. You can smoke whole fish too, and it just like falls off the bone. Have you tried cooking fish in a fry daddy, like with peanut oil? It's really good. I'd be doing it tonight actually, but I couldn't find any catfish anywhere. And the only fish they had, other than that crappy old tilapia, was some like cod that was expiring today, so I passed. Cod's good deep fried in peanut oil. It's even fun to deep fry salmon sometimes in peanut oil. Get the skinless salmon or peel it off the back. Oh, kettle barbecue? Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, yeah, that saves you. Yeah, that's the ticket, man. Yeah, temperature probes. Yeah, it does make everything better. I think it does too. Plus, you can strain it and use it again. But I love deep fried catfish and peanut oil. It's so damn good. When you first use a new batch of oil, it comes out like dry. Doesn't even seem like you deep fried it. Then as the oil breaks down, it gets a little greasier, but it's still way better than like vegetable oil. And I make chicken nuggets too sometimes too. Those are easy too. It's weird when I'm eating chicken, I'd rather have the thigh, but when I'm deep frying it for nuggets, I'd rather have the breast. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, peanut oil, you're right. That peanut oil there, all their peanut stuff, other than the peanuts, in the boxes, that's all cold pressed. So you're not going to get anaphylactic shock from that kind of peanut oil. It's all cold pressed. It takes that ingredient out of it. No, not really. I used to be. And then as I, got older and experienced better food and went places like, competitions for barbecue and stuff, all the ass kickers, the repeat champs and stuff, were using dry rubs. No, I'm always suspicious of someone that's putting sauce on stuff that they're, you know, because you can still, maybe I'll dip on the side sometimes, but I think the dry rubs are way better. Yeah, Five Guys is good. But one reason the hamburgers are good because it's the fattiest hamburger you'll buy at a fast food place. It's 75/25. That's a lot of fat. That's why they taste so good. I mean, I think, honestly, my opinion, when you want a good hamburger, that's the way to go. I mean, if you're eating healthy, you wouldn't be getting a hamburger to begin with. You can't have it both ways. I mean, I have friends of mine when I go over there and they say, what do you want?" It's like, I don't know. It's like, how about hamburgers? It's like, no. And the reason I say no, because they want 90/10. Need a damn chainsaw to cut it. Yeah, those are good fries there, though, right? I think Wendy's has good fries. I think McDonald's fries suck. I think Culver's fries are terrible. It's hard to get good fries. Yeah, no, I don't really mess with the barbecues. I'll have some sometimes, like, there's like an African American cookbook I have. I like the spicy dipping. Even when I get chicken wings, I've smoked those too. Really easy to smoke. Chicken wings. I like my sauce on the side. Yeah, no, Marty likes sauce too. He's always putting something in sauce around here. Yeah. Yeah, I got a sauce book. It's an old one though. I'm gonna get a new one. Actually, I looked for one today. Sauce book. Yeah, sauce. That's the trick. I'm telling you, sauces. And these rubs are good too. The Chinese have that sauce. So do the Indians. Yeah, sauce is good. Honeybee flying around me. I like hot sauce, like with a good hot dog. Do you have those Johnston hot dogs? Uh, Different variations of them in your store out there. Johnson's. They're good. I mean, sausage is like terrible for you. Everybody knows that. But good sausages, it's a real art. Like if you go to like a private butcher and they make their own sausage, you'll notice a big difference. And you can get sausage in some of those private butcher places that doesn't have any nitrates. Nitrates are part of the curing process. And if you ever get pork that's not processed with nitrates when it's turned into sausage, now you better make sure you cook that. That can really make you sick. Because basically, in a chemical way, all hot dogs are pre-cooked. So are sausages. And that's with the ingredients they use to make them. Yeah, they're good. Johnsonville. Yeah, maybe it's Johnsonville. Yeah, I think they're from Wisconsin. Not sure of that though. Yeah, they're good. But it takes years. I mean, there's books on meats. It takes years to come up with like, these companies like, spend millions of dollars on their recipes. And it's good. The spices they use and how much and that kind of thing. There's places you can go. I'm sure they're down here too, but I know in Michigan you could take a sauce, a spice, whatever it is you wanted for 125 bucks. You could take it to this place and they'd tell you exactly what was in it and how much of it. Yeah, so I mean, secret sauces and stuff. I mean, you might have got away with that, 50 years ago, but not anymore. You can figure it out pretty easily. Yeah, nitrate free. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's convenient. Stores better. You can ship it further, that kind of thing. Great clouds in the air today. Nice clouds. Look at those nice clouds. Yeah, today was a nice day. Yeah, right. Yep. These are like the coolest trees here. That branch is probably 30 feet long. These are super old pecan trees, like 120 years old. They don't produce nuts anymore. Oh, good for you. I'm gonna walk back here and check my turkey. It might cut. It might cut you off. I hope not. Might have choked this fire down a little too much. Not that much smoke coming out of there. Oh yeah, that temperature got way up there. I think I'll give it one more little log. Yeah, it is, isn't it? No, the orb weaver, he's been spinning a web on the side of the ATV. What time is it? What time do you guys have there? See, this got hotter than I normally would have liked it to get, but it doesn't matter at this stage of the game. Oh, okay. 5:03? Okay. Yeah, I'll give this about another 20 minutes. Looking pretty good, actually. I think it's 14 pounds, something like that. It's like 20 bucks. It's cheap. See, again, where I'll ratchet it down and drop this temperature. Yeah, they're cheap. Yeah, this one was frozen. You know, I had that thing out for like 16 hours and it was still frozen, sitting inside in the sink. Isn't that crazy? That's my sophisticated flue. Now this temperature will start to drop. That's higher than I would have wanted, but I don't care. See the temperature dropping? That's another nice thing. You know, the way that air flows through these stick smokers, it's like, you know, all over the place. And when you first start, you're all worried because the temperature is all over the place. But when you're using these digital thermometers, which I'm not because I'm not anywhere near really doing any cooking after only 2 hours, it's nice not to worry about it. See that coming down? Yeah, it'll never. Yeah, you're right. Yep, so true. See, so I've got this buttoned up all the way at this end right there. And that temperature will just die, no oxygen. Now I'm going to go in here and preheat the oven. See, I got it here. I'm all ready to put it out here. Put it in. It's so damn heavy it won't support it in that little tin pan. Hi, Daisy. This is the life of a swinging signal. Swinging signal. No, not anymore. We got really good. 1 gigabyte. No, we got fiber optic, believe it or not. But when I get that far away from the home, that's kind of pushing it. Now I'll get this oven going. See, here's my injection all ready to go. Right there. Already mixed it. The foamy top is olive oil. These are the things that I use to inject it with right here. And this is what I'll sprinkle on top. Plus I'll spray it with canola oil. So that, and I don't put salt on till the end, just a little. That's what this mix is made out of right here. Teriyaki, but only 80% water, 20% this stuff. I don't want a bunch of stuff in there too strong. Yeah. And then I sprinkle these on the top. I got a bunch more too. I mean, the whole trick to this stuff, spices. And I've got my digital thermometer already, right here. Should make sure I got the right one. I might have pulled the wrong one up. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, that's the one I need. Oh, mine is the ThermaPro. What's the fucking model number on this thing? Mine's the ThermaPro TP27B. ThermaPro TP27B. ThermaPro TP. ThermaPro TP27B. Get it cheapest on Amazon. So you see these? Right there. Yeah, Daisy's burping. That's my mix. This is my big hypodermic needle right here. I'll inject it twice. And then this. These are my ones for meat. And these are my probes right over here on the end. Be ready to party. Hell yeah. That's Daisy burping. No, I have a stick thermometer too. It's handy. I have one too. Right here. Right there. No, it takes all the worry out of it. Yeah, it really does. See, now I gotta move all this stuff because I'll have to set it up here when I put my I'll set it up here when I put my probes in. And I cover it with aluminum foil too. And also I put a quarter to a half inch of apple cider vinegar in the bottom. I'll get about 20 more minutes, 2 hours. Just a smoked turkey, that's it. Yeah, it's a good one, man. They get the best ratings, and they make a stick thermometer too, which I have. Same one. Which one's this? They make cheap versions too, so don't buy them in the store. They're a cheaper version. This is a Therm Pro. The hell's the model number on this thing? Well, they just tell you what they don't tell you the model on this one. This is a cheap one. It was like 15 bucks, but it works good. I use it all the time. You know, like if when I'm frying something in a pan. But and when you're doing meat, everybody talks about brisket and smoke rings. Smoke rings are cool looking. They don't mean jack shit. It's the myelin chemical reaction that occurs from about 120 to 140. Doesn't mean anything, that it's going to be good, bad, nothing. And once you hit 140, it's not going to make a bigger ring. So, I mean, as I've said before, in the national competitions, they tell the judges to ignore the smoke ring. So, I don't care about it, but it is kind of cool looking. And when you give food to people that don't cook, they think you're just a horse's ass if it doesn't have a smoke ring. There's so many like weird things with cooking. Yes, taste. Yeah. There's nothing in stick smokers like I use. They're the old-fashioned kind with a burn box and a you got to like manage it. It's like totally, but that's where you get the heavy duty smoke. These pellet smokers, people use them, but you don't see anybody winning any competitions with them, and it's not the same amount of smoke. It's just not. Yeah, smoking in the boys' room. You ever hear of that? Brownsville Station. Oh, I don't get too much of it around here. I mean, I like oak because you can burn a lot less of it. And also, when you smoke in a real smoker like this, use lump charcoal, not briquettes. You'll spend an arm and a leg using briquettes, and they're not worth a shit. They don't maintain long-term heat. Smoking in the boys' room. See, this came right down, 2 1/4. And that's from tapping off this both ends. And when I take that off, see, that's that rich, thick-ass smoke. That's what makes it makes it look burned, but it's not. It's that kind of smoke that causes that. Now, since I only got about 10 minutes left, I'll let it go balls to the walls because not much can happen. But I'll get my money's worth out of this last log. Smoking in the boys' room. Smoking in the boys' room. I think they all taste good. It's like kind of like honey, clover, orange. It's very subtle. It's not like in your face. You'd have a hard time recognizing one from the other most of the time. These babies kick out ass kicking smoke, though. That's what she said. Yeah. I invite my Match.com dates over here. Yeah, I'm going to make them something. I'm going to smoke them something. Redneck Haven. Hell yeah, right there is what you're looking for. Oh, this is a cheap-ass smoker. These are the cheap. It's not the cheapest smoker you can get, but they're not quality. I customize mine. Longer stack, fire bricks, sealed the interior. The fuck else did I do? Sealed the top. I don't even think I do that anymore. I would put fire bricks. Mine's a old country. They left it outside and it rusted. And they do rust. You can see. If people are not used to smoking, they see these and they think it's just like you're gonna like die from eating anything that came out of here. But the heat takes care of all that, and you don't keep the outside like you keep an oven. Nobody gives a fuck. I mean, in a perfect world, you would. If Our pressure washer, I ordered a new gasket for it, or I would normally, it'd be cleaner than this. I wipe down everything on the inside. I clean it like every other time. And if you notice, when you look from a distance, I got it leaning down. See, that's all lump charcoal. You can see where it leans down at the end. Yeah, they say not to do that. You lose heat. I mean, you may lose a little. Who cares? I don't want that oil. If you let fat and stuff drip down towards the firebox, if it's too level, it'll actually catch on fire. When you've got a raging fire, I fucked up some pork belly doing that. I thought, how in the hell did that catch on fire? Yeah, I know now. Pool of grease, because pork belly is like pure fat. Before you know it, it backed up next to the firebox, caught on fire, and like fucking incinerated about a third of it. I fucked up some chicken wings doing that. I let them rust. I don't care. I don't even try to keep it. I mean, these don't get the greatest ratings, but for the money, you can't beat them. They make a Brazos. You know, most people, like, they don't really know too much about smoking. And when they see what a good smoker costs, they just say, fuck it, we'll just keep grilling. They make a Brazos that's 1200, which is real heavy duty, nice. But, you know, the average Joe, you know, they want to spend 400 or 500 for a grill, and you tell them like 1200, it's like, you're crazy. Now, you can still use it as a grill. See, there they clean up. You can use it as a grill too, which really well. But most people don't want to spend that money. A really good ass kicker smoker, uh, probably about $3 grand, but they last forever. But that's a lot of money to stick into just for smoking food. And I like smoking smoked meat, but it's easy to get sick of. I mean, I'll have it like maybe once every 3 weeks. Sometimes I'll go months without eating any. You know, I'm cooking this for somebody else, so it doesn't really matter. Hey, Shocker. Now I'm going to stifle this right here because I don't want to dry out the skin. But you can really manage the temperature. But if I was doing brisket, like, I wouldn't want to go over 225. This, I don't care. It's a place. And like I said, this is only 2 hours, which is nothing in the whole cook. Yep, that's it. Just partying. So I will preheat the oven. And even if it does get a little like dark looking for some people, it's just the very out, as soon as you slice through it, you know. I'm going to set this baby to bake. And I will cook it at 3 1/4, which is nothing. And finish it off. Right there. And I'm going to get my big fork and be ready to party. I think I'll use a couple knives instead. This thing's kind of heavy, you know. Use a couple big knives. See, is it 5:30 yet? Yeah. 5:30. I think it's 5:30. Hey, Daisy, what are you doing, hon? Watch for the bad guys. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, 5:21. Yeah, it's about time. think I can set this. Yeah, she's super spoiled. Big time. I think I'll put this peanut butter thing. Let's set this here. Hold on 1 sec. So this is not even close to being cooked. But you're not going to make it any smokier than this. So you get the complete smoke taste. Now it'll look burned to you, but it's not. That's how smoked looks on a turkey. Right there. So now I'm going to inject it. And then I'm going to put my spices on it. Put my probes in it. And put it back in the oven until I hit about 175. Yeah, but this isn't even close. I bet you the internal temperature of this is, I wouldn't even be surprised if it's not 120. It looks like it's like, great, I like a bite. No, you wouldn't. This isn't anywhere near being done. This is just as much smoke taste as you're going to get. Yeah, liquid smoke uses, it works good, you know. So I will inject it now, and then I'll put my probes in it. Hey Penny, how you doing? So I can set this here. If you don't want to watch, I get it'll be about 5 minutes, but I'll show you. Maybe I'll put it like right there. I never plan on doing this, so here I respiced the whole outside. I injected it 16 times. I'll put my 4 probes in it, and I'll put aluminum foil over the top and fill the bottom up with a 1/4 inch apple cider vinegar. No, this is the old one. Old one. See, I told you this was nowhere near cooked, even after 2 hours in a smoker. Look at my 4 temperature. Here's my pellets. I got 2 in the bottom and 2 in the thickest part of the top. 101, 91, 114, and 108. That's why it doesn't bother me what's happening in there for 2 hours, because it's nowhere near overcooking it, undercooking it. I don't care. Now I will finish it off at a slow cook, 325, until I hit the magic number of 172 on all 4 probes. My battery's running out. So there you have it. Hillbilly as hell. Hey, Rod. Yeah, I'm sure yours would be much better. No, yeah, that's how it is, Jeff. Yeah. Let's party. Dance club. I'm actually cooking. I always give this stuff away. I haven't eaten that much smoked stuff. I give it to this one I'm going to give to the gas station clerk. Yep. Just partying. Hey, Daisy girl. Well, I think I'm going to sign off, you guys. I'm going to take a shower and clean this up. So all I have to do is pull it out, let it cool, and slice the breast. See it in there? You see it in there? 4 probes right here. 102, 93, 108, 115. So I got a long way to go at a very low temperature. Be melting your mouth. Party time. Oh, thank you. All right, you guys, I'm going to go on later. Appreciate you following me along. It's fun. Jeff, you come out here. You'll be throwing that pellet smoker. Be putting it out for the trash and get you a good one. Come down here. We'll party. All right, thanks, guys. I'll come on later. I'm going to clean this stuff up so I don't have anything to do. Oh, thank you.